Hello friends, in previous lecture we see elementary properties of group and some examples.
Now, in this lecture, we are going to study subgroups. First, definition of order of group. Order of group means number of elements in a group. Number of elements in a group is called order of the group. Mod G, it is denoted by mod G and read as order of G. Order of G means number of elements in a group G. Now, order of an element. Order of an element. Order of an element. Order of an element is a order of element element G in a group G in a group G is the smallest positive integer n, is the smallest positive integer n, such that G raised to n is equal to E, and it is denoted by order of G is equal to n. If such n does not exist, then we say G has an infinite order. If such n does not exist, then we say G has an infinite order. For example, here consider G is equal to U15. U15 is a group. That means all integers less than 15 and relative prime to 15. 1, 2, 4, now 7, 8, then 11, 13 and 14. This way, and is a group under multiplication modulo 15. Now here order of 2. Here 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2. 2 square is equal to 4. 2 cube is equal to 8. 2 raised to 4 is equal to 16. 16 means 1 mod 15. And so that means 2 4 is equal to an identity. And so order of 2 is equal to 4. Similarly, here order of 4 is equal to 2. Order of 4 is equal to 2. Now, order of 11 is equal to 2. 11 square is equal to 1 to 1, and this is congruent to 1 mod 50 like this. Here G is equal to Z10. Next example, G is equal to Z10. Then here 2 square means 2 into 2. 2 cube means 3 into 2. If it group in a group operation is addition, then 2 raised to n means 2 star like this n times. But here operation addition, that means 2 plus 2 plus like this, and this is equal to n times 2. If operation is addition, then a raised to n means n times a, and this gives here 2 raised to 5 means here 5 into 2, this is 0. Therefore, order of 2 is equal to 5 in this group. Order of 5 is equal to 2. Order of 5 is 2. 3. Order of 3 is equal to 10 like this. Order of 3 is equal to 10. Order of 4 is equal to 5 and so on this way. Now if G is equal to Z, if G is equal to Z with operation is addition, there in this group every element except add 0 has an infinite order. In this group every element except 0 has an infinite order. Now subgroup. Subgroup definition: if a subset H of a group G, if a subset H of a group G, if a subset H of a group G is group itself, is a group itself under the operation defined in G, under the operation defined in G, under the operation defined in, then H is called subgroup of G. Then H is called subgroup of G. H is a subset of group G and H itself a group under the operation defined in G, same operation defined in G, then H is called subgroup of G. Then H is called subgroup of G. Here subgroup test, first theorem, subgroup test. First, let G be a group and H is a non-empty subset of G. Let G be a group, let G be a group and H is non-empty subset of G. H is a non-empty subset of G. Then H is a subgroup of G. Then H is subgroup of G if AB inverse belongs to H whenever A comma B belongs to H. This subgroup, this theorem is one-step subgroup test. This is one-step subgroup test. That means only to show A comma B belongs to H, then AB inverse belongs to H. That means if satisfied, then all group oximes are satisfied. All group oximes are satisfied. Here, operation in S is same as the operation in G. Operation in S is same as the operation, and so associative property here, operation in S is the same operation in S is the same as in G, and so associative property satisfied. So associative satisfied. Now this is non-empty subset. Okay, H is a non-empty subset, therefore A belongs to H. A belongs to H, and this gives, if you take A, again A belongs to H, implies by this property A inverse is equal to E belongs to H. This gives existence of an identity. This gives, that means E belongs to H. This gives existence of an identity. Associative satisfied, identity, existence of an identity satisfied. Now, for any X belongs to H, for any X belongs to H. Now, put again, put A is equal to E and B is equal to X. Okay, we get AB inverse belongs to H. Here A is equal to E and B is equal to X, that means X inverse belongs to H. This gives E into X inverse, that means X inverse belongs to H. For any X belongs to H, we get X inverse belongs to H, that means existence of an inverse. Now, last property, closure property. Now, to show closure property. See here, X, Y. Now, X comma Y belongs to H. Here, Y belongs to H, this implies by above inverse property, Y inverse belongs to H. Here X, Y belongs to H, again X belongs to H, Y inverse belongs to H. Put A is equal to X and B is equal to Y inverse. AB inverse belongs to H. That means A is equal to X, B is equal to Y inverse, and inverse belongs to H. This gives inverse of inverse, that means XY belongs to H. Here x comma y belongs to S. This gives xy belongs to S. That means closure property satisfied. And so H is a group. That means S satisfy associative property satisfy in H. Identity also belongs to H. Inverse of each element belongs to H, and closure property also satisfied. So H is a subgroup. H is a subgroup of G. Now here example, G is any abelian group with identity. Example here, G is any abelian group with identity E. With identity E. Then H, those elements X belongs to G such that X square is equal to identity is a subgroup of G. Here only by this property show X, Y belongs to S, only show X, Y inverse belongs to S, only to show X, Y inverse belongs to S. Now see here, X, Y inverse bracket square is equal to, here X, Y inverse into X, Y inverse. G is abelian, so X, Y inverse X by associative property, this gives X, use here abelian X, Y inverse, this is equal to X square into Y inverse, Y inverse square, this gives X square, Y square inverse, and so E into E inverse, again E into E, this is E. That means XY inverse square is equal to E, and therefore XY inverse belongs to H. XY inverse belongs to H, and so by this one step subgroup test, H is subgroup. H is a subgroup of G. H is a subgroup of G. Now, next example here, let G is equal to set of non-zero real numbers. G is equal to set of non-zero real numbers. H is equal to X belongs to G such that X is equal to 1 or X is irrational number. Either X is equal to 1 or irrational number. Now root 2 belongs to H. Here root 2 into root 2 is equal to 2 does not belong to H, and so H is not equal to, so therefore H is not a subgroup. H is not subgroup. Similarly here K, X belongs to G, such that X is greater than or equal to 1. X is greater than or equal to 1. Here 2 belongs to K, but 2 inverse, here operation is multiplication, as usual multiplication, R star. 2 inverse is equal to half. and this is less than 1, does not belongs to K, and so K is also not a subgroup. K is also not a subgroup. Now, second test, two-step subgroup test. Two-step subgroup test. Here, let G be a group and H is a non-empty subset of G. Let G be a group and H be a non-empty subset. H be a non-empty subset. Subset of G. H be a non-empty subset of G. Then H a subgroup of G. Then H of G if AB belongs to H whenever A comma B belongs to H. If AB, that means closure property, belongs to H whenever A comma B belongs to H and A inverse belongs to H. A inverse belongs to H whenever A belongs to H. Here, two oximes are given, group oximes, closure property and inverse. Closure property and inverse. Now, here to show only AB inverse belongs to H. A comma for A comma B belongs to H. AB inverse belongs to H. See here, A comma B belongs to H. Here, B belongs to H by given B inverse belongs to H. Here A belongs to H, B inverse belongs to H by closure property. AB inverse. A belongs to H, B inverse belongs to H, and by given closure property, AB inverse belongs to H. And by one step subgroup test, by one step subgroup test, H is a subgroup of G. H is a subgroup of G. Now, next, finite subgroup test. Finite subgroup test. Finite subgroup test. That means G be a group and H be a non-empty finite subset of G. Non-empty finite subset of G. If H is a closed under operation G, then H is a subgroup. Here, then H is subgroup of G if H is closed. H is closed under the operation Here H is closed under the operation defined in G. We want to show only inverse exists. Inverse exists. Here we need to show only inverse. Okay. Exist. If A is equal to E, then let A belongs to H. If A is equal to E, then E inverse is equal to E, and this is equal to A also belongs to H. If A is not equal to E, if A is not equal to E, then by closure property, A square, and so on are all in H. This sequence all in H. But H is a finite. H is a finite, and this so these all elements are not distinct. These all elements are not distinct. There must be duplication. Therefore, A raised to I is equal to A raised to J for I greater than J. I greater than J. This gives here A raised to I is equal to A raised to J. This gives A raised to I minus J is equal to E. And A into A raised to I minus J minus 1 is equal to E. This gives A inverse is equal to A raised to I minus J minus 1. That means, and this belongs to H to the power of A. This element to the power of A inverse is equal to A raised to I minus J minus 1. This belongs to H. That means the inverse of each element exists. Closure property satisfied in H given. H is closed under closure property satisfied. Inverse also exists by two-step subgroup test. H is a subgroup of G. Subgroup of G. Here we see three types of subgroup test. First is one-step subgroup test. In this case, only to show if two elements belongs to H, then AB inverse belongs to H. Only to show AB inverse belongs to H. In second two-step subgroup test, here show closure property satisfied in H and inverse of each element exists in H. And in finite subgroup test, G is a group, H is a finite subset of G, H is a non-empty finite subset of G only to show closure property satisfied in H, then H is a subgroup. Then H is a subgroup. Okay? We stop here. Thank you.